Hello and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the Leatherman Wingman multi-tool from Leatherman. This is a medium-sized multi-tool. Its closed length is going to be 3.8 inches or 9.7 centimeters. The open length is going to be 6 inches or 15.2 centimeters. The blade length is 2.6 inches or 6.6 centimeters. The width is 1.27 inches or 3.2 centimeters. The overall thickness is 0.56 inches or 1.4 centimeters. The material of the main blade is made out of 420 HC stainless steel. It features 14 different items in the tool itself, and it also has a spring-loaded pair of plier heads. The unique function about the Wingman is that it also has a pair of scissors that can be deployed from the outside that also lock with a liner lock. The Leatherman Wingman is a decent-sized multi-tool with a pocket clip and two deployable lockable tools on the outside, a straight blade, and a pair of sharp scissors. Here we can see the top where we can deploy out those two primary tools. On the other side is the pocket clip. Then this is the top and the bottom of the tool, and then we have the sides of the tool as well for the thickness look. Let's go ahead and open up the tool here and look at the combo blade. We can see that it's a straight edge at the far point, and closer in we have a serrated edge here on here, and it's also liner locking. This is the other side of the blade. Very sharp and very capable. And then on the other side we have our pair of scissors. It's important when you go to deploy these scissors, the spring will not engage until you push it all the way out and hear a click. And that means the scissors is locked in place and that you can have spring tension with the spring there. These scissors are fairly sharp. They're not as sharp as Victorinox quality, but they do get the job done. They can cut hair, so they are somewhat precise and they don't have as much play in them. So they're a decent size, medium duty tool to use for this kind of tool, in my opinion. It stores nicely in the front there and it doesn't wiggle, so it's got good retention as well. Let's go ahead and open up the plier head here and go over the pliers. For all intents and purposes, the plier heads on this are the same as the bolster and the Sidekick for the rest of this video. We have the needle nose plier head at the top, a regular plier section in the center here, and finally we have Anvil style wire cutters at the bottom there. On this side of the tool, we have the standard drivers. We have the Phillips head screwdriver, which is a 2D one, pretty much same across the entire line of the Rev, bolster, and Sidekick. And then we also have our slotted screwdriver. These also lock with a resistive lock in when you pull them out fully. It's not a complete lock, so they will bend a little bit if given enough pressure. That's important to note. The slotted screwdriver here is thick enough and is the same as the other four models. You can use it as a light duty pry bar if you want it to, and has enough of a reach to be used. On the other side we have a standard fare of tools. We'll have a tool called the box opener, which is also a soft locking tool in the scale here. Similar to the Rev, this tool comes from the Rev line. And then next up we have two other tools on here which are pretty much the same across the entire line. The first one is going to be the depth gauge or ruler in inches and in centimeters on here. It has a slotted screwdriver at the tip here, a smaller one, which is a very, very light duty one. And then on the other side we have the serrated single hatched edge. After that we have our combo tool, and that's going to be the can opener, bottle cap lifter, and a wire stripper with the V-notch wire stripper here. And that'll be it for the Wingman. I did get confused for a time thinking the Wingman had a lanyard loop. It does not. Only the bolster and the Sidekick have the lanyard loop, and also the Rev and the Wingman have box openers. The bolster and the Sidekick each have their own independent serrated blade. The scissors are for the Wingman and the saw is for the Sidekick. So those are some of the differences between the four. Let's go ahead and open these up and show the comparison of each of the blades here. As we can see, we have all 4 blades deployed. We have the rev here, the bolster, the Wingman, and the Sidekick. As we can see, the bolster and the Sidekick blades are the same, with the nail openings at the same position and a fully straight blade, whereas the rev is different from all the others, where the nail opening, or the nail nick, if you will, is at the top there, or the hole. It still has a straight blade though, and it also liner locks much like the rest of them. The unique one on the table is the Wingman, where it is a half straight blade and also a serrated blade. But however, the nail opening is the same as the bolster and the Sidekick. I'm going to compare the plier head of the Rev compared to the Wingman. The Rev has the only different plier head on the table. It's a little bit more of a snub nose plier head as opposed to the needle nose point on the Wingman. However, it does have the regular plier head, as we can see on all of them. And then the difference here is the bypass wire cutters on the Rev versus the Anvil style wire cutters on the Wingman. So that is important to note. Overall, the Wingman is a good companion tool to have on you, and also a good solo tool in my opinion, because it does have a straight blade and a combo serrated blade, meaning it can accomplish several different tasks. It's not my favorite or preferred blade, but it does have its use in the lineup of tools, and the scissors are decent for a pair of Leatherman scissors. I particularly like this kind of scissors as it tends to be a little bit more sharper than the other type of scissors I've seen on Leathermans, and it works fairly well. And it's one of the smaller tools that I've seen of Leatherman, like the medium-sized duty type of tools with a pocket clip included with it. So the main reason why you would get the Wingman is primarily for the pair of scissors if you find yourself using scissors a lot, which I tend to do, and that's why I tend to carry a Victorinox type of tool and a Leatherman combined together, primarily for the scissors of the Victorinox. This Wingman can solve that issue for a various type of situations. The spring-loaded plier head is nice to have. That being said, I'm not a fan of the Anvil style wire cutters. I much rather prefer bypass cutters, but that's up to personal preference. You can find this online for about $70 on the main website. However, on the used market, I got one for about $34 or so on eBay. They typically go from about $28 to $40 used on eBay, with or without pouches and accessories, and in various conditions. I'd say if you can find one for about $28 to $32, that's a pretty good buy for something of this size and nature. It would be a good gift for somebody getting into multi-tools, or somebody who has a collection of multi-tools, or somebody who wants sort of a medium-sized EDC pocketable type of multi-tool with an included pocket clip. And that's where the primary selling points, or the primary pros, in my opinion, of the Wingman are. It's got scissors, included pocket clip, it's a decent size and weight, and can be affordable. That's all I have to say about the Leatherman Wingman. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the day.